Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel once again. So yesterday, more crap went down when Francis Ford Coppola came out during an award ceremony and really doubled down defending his boy Martin Scorsese, calling Marvel movies despicable. Since then, James Gunn has come out. Now, I went on record of saying I think the MCU movies and comic book movies in general, and all these big blockbusters are just fast food. You have your Oscar-type movies, which are great, put-together film with meaning and so many questions and get you thinking. I equate that to like a Caesar salad. And then you see something like Rambo First Blood or Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers Endgame, and that's like a Big Mac meal at McDonald's. You can have both, and it's all right to have fast food every once in a while because you just want to be entertained. Even though fast food is fast food, it's still food. And for Martin Scorsese and Francis Ford Coppola to say it's not cinema, it's still cinema. It's just fast food version of cinema. But anyway, James Gunn came out last night in a tweet and defended the MCU movies. And he had a great tweet. And I'm going to try to read it all here. He says, "Many of our grandfathers thought all gangster movies were the same, often calling them despicable." You see what he did there? "Some of our great-grandfathers thought the same of Westerns and believed that the films of John Ford, Sam, whatever the hell that is, and Sergio Leone were all exactly the same. I remember a great uncle to whom I was raving about Star Wars. He responded by saying, 'I saw that when it was called 2001, and boy, it was boring. Superheroes are simply today's gangster, cowboy, outer space adventures. Some superhero films are awful, some are beautiful, like Westerns and gangster movies, and before that, just movies. Not everyone will be able to appreciate them. Even some geniuses, and that's okay.'" I think James Gunn just dropped the mic on that one. I agree 100% with what James Gunn just said. You know, it's like superhero movies today are just the gangster cowboys movies of yesterday. There's always been entertaining film. You're not going to sit there and tell me every movie that came out back in the 50s, the 60s, you're not going to tell me that those movies are all prime cinema. It's always been around. And comic book movies are like what James Gunn said. They are just the cowboy gangster movies of today. That's precisely what they are. The problem is that the movie industry has changed so much. It's not like you go in, you drop a dime, and you get to stay at the movie theater all day, and you get like 5 cartoons and, whatever your grandparents always thought. We got 5 cartoons, 2 movies, and a popcorn for 10 cents. Movie-going experiences, it's changed. Time has evolved. I'm not one of these guys that blindly just follow comic book movies and think, oh my God, it's the greatest thing of all time. Nothing is better. These guys are just jealous. I don't think it's just. I just think it's the fact that these guys are just old school and they have a hard time living with the times. Like, I remember when DVDs came out, Steven Spielberg he tried to boycott DVDs because he didn't understand it. And we see Steven Spielberg, trying to boycott Netflix and stuff, saying that that's not cinema. So on one side, we have a guy who's trying to boycott the streaming services, not realizing this is the future. Then we have these 2 old guys known for their gangster-type films trying to say that comic book movies aren't cinema, when in fact they are cinema because they're playing in cinema and they're filmed on, oh my God. So it's a whole thing, but it just comes down to old people not being able to understand the evolution of times. They keep looking back on, well, back in my day, blah, blah, you had Westerns back in your day, okay? Not all Westerns were cinematic masterpieces. They just weren't. Not all gangster movies were cinematic masterpieces. They just weren't. Just like all comic book movies are not cinematic masterpieces. Every once in a while, one breaks through like the Joker. Some break through like Logan. It happens. But to sit there and condemn an entire genre of films because you don't think they're cinematic masterpieces, then I just think that's ignorant on your part. But anyway, guys, that's all I have to say. Be sure to leave your comments in the comment box below. Until next time, as always, I'm Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.